All right, Warriors, the Great Reset is here, and this video is about story time. Now, what I want to position and get into your head right now is that you need to watch this whole video. I'm actually going to read you a story. Now, set some time aside, put your headphones on. If you don't have time to watch this video, then just set it aside for later. Because I'm about to show you how my brain works. I've been researching this for 9 years. Preemptive programming. I'm a subconscious mind specialist. I've been programming my subconscious mind for 15 years since I read The Secret, and I realized that everything is a narrative. And I figured out the game, and I could never be played. So as you're looking this way at a pandemic, yes, people are getting sick. People are getting sick. Some people I know have been affected within my paradigm, right? But as you look this way at a sickness, there's a whole narrative going on this way, and you're not seeing it. Okay? We're switching to quantum financial system, new fourth industrial revolution. The World Economic Forum, the IMF, the world leaders are signaling where we're heading over and over again. Now I'm going to show you a cover of a magazine. I'm going to show you some videos, and I'm going to show you a video from the royal family at the end. I challenge you to stay all the way through. I'm going to read you a story from the Time magazine. They actually write a story predicting as if it's already written in 2023. Listen to it. It will send chills down your spine. But here's why I'm here, Warriors. I'm not asking you to trust a word I say. Why would you trust a long-haired guy with a cut-off shirt on? Why? Why? So don't trust me. Let me open up your mind and awareness to your possibilities, that you can go down the rabbit hole and you can teach yourself. I teach my warriors how to get prepared for the future. I show my own portfolio. It's important that you prepare yourself. My job as a warrior coach is to prepare my warriors, to get them ready so they're not caught off guard. And if you know the game, you can't be played. So hopefully you're ready for story time. All right, Warriors, so let's go ahead and take a deep dive. So like I said, like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you hit the notification button. I do about 2 YouTube videos a day. If you want to join my Warrior Academy, it's been so dang busy the last 3 days. We have not taken off the Cyber Monday deal. It's still active. I've literally been slammed. We had 144 people join the Academy in the last 2 days, and so you can imagine the onboarding of that. So if you click the link down below, make sure if you click the link, follow your email. You're going to get an email. We take you step by step, just like it's private coaching. Watch the emails. That's what I'm teaching my warriors to do, to follow steps. Follow the email step by step. All right, let's get into it. So this is the cover of the Time magazine, the Great Reset. You see these construction workers, they're building a whole new world. Now, this is all being packaged up in what's called the Green Deal. You can research that. The Paris Agreement. Okay, so this is Time magazine. The magazines predict stuff. Go look up the 1988 cover of The Economist magazine. You'll understand why I'm invested heavily in digital currency. Okay, so this is a Time magazine, so we're going to go story time, okay? So here's our next thing. This is the World Economic Forum, okay, the Great Reset. Let me just read some highlights here. It says, this is an urgent need for global stakeholders to cooperate and simultaneously manage the direct consequences of the C-word crisis to improve the state of the world. The World Economic Forum is starting the Great Reset Initiative, okay? The opportunity. As we enter a unique window of opportunity to shape and recovery, a unique opportunity. Was this, I don't know, problem, reaction, solution? C-word? Great opportunity. Never let a crisis go to waste. Listen to their words. Okay. This initiative will offer insights to help inform those determining the future state of global relations, the direction of national economies. You're going to come to a whole different economy, as Jerome Powell said. Okay. Management of global commons, drawing from the vision of vast expertise of leaders engaging across the forum's communities. The Great Reset Initiative has a set of dimensions to build a new social contract that honors the dignity of every human being. It's for you guys. We're getting all prepared for you guys, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this video. This is from the World Economic Forum, and I've shown this video multiple times. Remember, repetition with passion is the mother of success. The more you repeat something, the more it gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. I'm giving you a hint to the game. The more you repeat something, the more it gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. That's how they do preemptive programming. That's how I think this way. That's how I can see things that people can't see, because I've trained my brain like a ninja warrior. All right, ready? So this is from the World Economic Forum. You saw their website. You heard where they said we're heading. Let's watch this, and then story time, and then I'm going to show you what the Prince of Wales is saying, and you make an informed decision. Okay, let me pause for just a moment. This video was made 5 months ago. It was posted 5 months ago. So we were just heading into a pandemic around February, March, April, May, and all of a sudden they have these videos created and all this information. Boom. Watch. Money. See that? Blues, where you should be investing. Blues. Open your eyes, warriors. Sustainability. Gas, electric, crypto. The Great Reset is here, warriors. Did you see the printing money machine? Did you catch that? That's how my eyes work. Did you see the printing of money? They can't print money anymore. Quantum financial system. All right, so if you're a true warrior, you're going to follow this story. I'm going to read you a story. I'm not the greatest at reading, but I'm going to go through this. Follow along, then I'm going to show you one more video, warriors. So look at this beautiful picture that they put. It's 2023. Time Magazine. Here's how we fix the global economy. Just so you know, warriors, this is what you're going to experience in the next 3 years. And it's going to be accelerated fast. Look at this picture here. On the left side, we have the C word. We have destruction. We have oil, gas and oil. Okay. We have plastic bottles. We have a bunch of junk, fast food. You have a vaccine. And you have needles coming off the other side for the vaccine. You have wind, solar, and interesting enough, I think this here is the digital yuan. Interesting. Not the digital, but the yuan, which they're saying China is going to be the new superpower. They're the only ones that have a positive GDP right now. Open up your eyes, warriors. So I'm going to read this to you. Hopefully you're a warrior enough to stay along. So just close your eyes. It's story time. The year is 2023. The COVID-19 pandemic has come to an end, and the global economy is on a path to recovery. How did we get there? How did our economy and society evolve to overcome the greatest crisis of our age? Let's begin in the summer of 2020, where the unabated spread of a disease was hindering an increasingly dire outlook in the economy and societies. The pandemic was exposed critical vulnerabilities around the world. Underpaid essential workers and unregulated financial sectors in major corporations neglected the investments, holy cow, that favored higher stock prices. With economies shrinking, governments recognizing that both households and businesses needed help and fast, but with memories of the 2008 financial crisis still fresh, the question was how governments could structure bailouts so they could benefit society rather than prop up the corporate profits and failing systems. God, listen to this words. They're literally telling us where to invest. In the echo of the golden age capitalism, the period after 1945, and Western nations steered finance towards the right parts of the economy. It became clear that the new policies were needed to address climate risk, incentivizing green lending, hint, scale up financial institutions, tackling social and environmental goals, and ban financial sector activity that didn't serve the clear public purpose. The European Union was the first to take concrete steps in the direction after agreeing to August to a historical recovery package. As part of the package, the EU made it mandatory for the governments to receive funds to implement strong strategies for addressing climate change, reducing the digital divide, and strengthening health systems. They're literally telling us what the EU is going to do. The EU is already working on this. In late 2020, this is happening. In late 2020, this ambitious recovery plan helped the euro stabilize and ushered in a new European renaissance, with the citizens helping to set the agenda. European leadership used challenge-oriented policies to create 100 carbon-neutral cities across the continent. The approach led to the resurgence of a new energy-efficient building, revamping public transport, designed by sustainable, accessible, and free, and artistic revival in the public squares. With the artists and designers rethinking the city life with the citizenship and civic light at the heart. Governments use a digital revolution to improve public services, digital health e-cards, and create citizen-centered welfare state. The transformation required both supply side and investment demand side polls, with public procurement becoming the tool for innovative thinking and the funnel through all branches of government. Oh my gosh. I've been talking about this forever, Warriors. Now, some of you are going to fall off right now. Stay with me. Stay with me. This is your future. The U.S. began to change its approach after November 3rd, 2020, when Joe Biden defeated Donald Trump in the presidential election, and the Democrats held their majority to the both houses of Congress. Following his inauguration in January 2021, they're already writing this as if it's happened, President Biden moved quickly to rebuild the frayed ties between America and Europe, setting up a forum to share collective intelligence that would inform a smaller form government. European governments were eager to learn from the investment strategies used by the U.S. government, like those led by the Defense Research Agency, DARPA, to spur research and development in high-risk technologies, and the U.S. was eager to learn from Europe how to create sustainable cities and reinnovate civic participation. With the C word still rampant, the world woke up to a need to prioritize collective intelligence, hint, and put public value at the center of the health innovation. The U.S. and the other countries dropped opposition to mandatory patent pool run the World Health Organization that prevented pharmaceutical companies from abusing patents to create monopoly profits. Both conditions were placed on governance and the intellectual property, pricing of manufacturing of C-word treatments, and the vaccines to ensure the therapies were both affordable and universally accessible. V-chain. As a result, pharmaceutical companies could no longer charge whatever they wished for drug vaccines. Governments made it mandatory for pricing to reflect a sustainable public contribution to their research and development. The extended beyond the C-word therapies, impacting the pricing and range of medicines from cancer therapies to insulin. Richer countries also committed to increasing manufacturing capabilities globally, using mass global procurement to buy vaccines for poorer countries. We're going to need blockchain to run this, Warriors. On February 11, 2021, okay, now we're in the future, the FDA approved the most promising C-word vaccine for manufacturers in the U.S., mass production beginning immediately. Plans for swift global distribution kicked in, and the first citizen received their shots within 3 weeks, free at this point of use. Free, here you go. It was the fastest development of a manufactured vaccine on record and monumental success in the health innovation. When the vaccine was ready for distribution, national health authorities worked constructively with a coalition of global health actors led by the WHO, World Health Organization, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and others to collectively devise an equitable global distribution plan that supported the public health goals. Low and middle income countries, along with health workers and essential workers, were granted priority access to the vaccine, while higher income countries rolled out the immunization program to its parallel. This was just talked about on the news. The end was in sight for the health crisis, but listen to this, get prepared, Warriors. But in June 2021, the global economy was still in a depressed state. As governments started debating their options for new stimulus packages, a wave of public protests broke out, with taxpayers in Brazil, Germany, Canada, and elsewhere calling for shared rewards to exchange for bailing out corporate giants. So what they're saying is the Cantillon effect. They're going to bail out the corporate giants, the Amazon, the Walmarts, the Costcos, all the big corporations, and little mom and pa's like Coach JV's business is going to get crushed. Your retail business is going to get crushed, Warriors. With Biden in office, the U.S. took those demands seriously and attached strong conditions to the next wave of corporate bailouts. Companies receiving funds were required to maintain payrolls and pay their workers a minimum of $15 per hour. Firms were permanently banned from engaging in stock buybacks and barred paying out individuals or executives bonuses until 2024. Businesses were required to provide at least one seat on their boards of directors to workers and corporate boards that had all political spending approved by the shareholders. This is good stuff. Collective bargaining agreement remained intact. and the CEOs had to certify their companies were complying with the rules or face criminal penalties and violate them. Globally, gold standard bailouts were those that safeguarded workers and sustained viable business and provided value to society. This was not always clear-cut exercise, especially in the industries whose business models were incapable with sustainable future. Governments were also eager to avoid the moral hazard of sustaining univiable companies. So the U.S. Shell sector, which was unprofitable before the crisis, was mostly allowed to fail, and workers were retained for the Permian Basin fast forward of solar industry. Guys, they're telling you where to put your money. In summer of 2022, now we're in 2022, the other major crises of our age took a turn for the Let me read this. In summer of 2020, the other major crisis of our age took a turn for apocalyptic. Climate breakdown finally landed in the developed world, testing the resilience of our social system. In the Midwestern U.S., a severe drought wiped out crops, this is biblical, that supplied 1/6 of the world's grain output. They're going to be moving you to the freaking engineered food, guys. This is already happening. People woke up to the need for governments to form coordinated responses to climate change and direct global fiscal stimulus and support the green economy. VeChain is going to be supporting the green economy. XRP is already a green cryptocurrency that's going to run the sorry, I'm fired up, guys. Yet, this was not about just big government, of course not, but smart government. The transition to the green economy required innovation at enormous scale, spanning multiple sectors, entire supply chains, VeChain, and every stage of technology development for the R&D, research and development deployment. At regional, national, supranational levels, ambitious Green New Deal programs rose to the occasion, combining job-guaranteed schemes that focus on industrial strategies. Governments use procurement grants and loans to stimulate as much innovation as possible, helping fund some solutions to rid the oceans of plastic, reduce the digital divide, and tackle poverty and inequality. A new concept of health, the Green Deal, emerged, of healthy Green Deal emerged, in which case climate targets, well-being targets were seemed complementary and required by supply and demand side policies. The concept of social infrastructure became as important as the physical infrastructure. For the energy transition, this meant focusing on future mobility strategies to create an ambitious platform for public transportation, cycling paths, pedestrian pathways, and new ways to stimulate healthy living. In Los Angeles, Mayor Eric Garcetti successfully turned one lane of a 405 freeway into a bicycle lane and broke ground in late 2020 on zero-carbon underground metro systems free at the Usa Point. They said in 2023 you're going to rent everything and own nothing. Rising to the role of the entrepreneurial state, government had finally become the investor of the first resort that co-created value with the public sector and civil society. Just as in the days of the Apollo program, working for the government rather than for Google or Goldman Sachs became the ambitious for top talent coming out of the universities. Government jobs became so desirable and competitive. In fact, the new curriculum was formed for a global master in public administration degree for people who wanted to become civil servants. Now, you see where we're heading. Listen to this. And so we stand here in 2023, the same people, but in a different society. COVID-19 convinced us we could go back to business as usual. This is very important. The world has embraced a new normal that ensures public-private collaboration, driven public interest, not private profit, instead of prioritizing shareholders, company value, and stakeholders, and financialization has given the investments in workers, technology, and sustainability. Today, we recognize that our most valuable citizens are those who work in health, social care, education, public transport, supermarkets, and delivery services. Where would you invest your money? The blockchain that runs it and the companies that get it to you. By the ending of precarious work and properly funded by public institutions, we are valuing those who hold our society together and strengthening our civic infrastructure for the crisis yet to come. The COVID-19 pandemic took so much from us in lives lost and livelihoods shattered. But it also presented us with the opportunity to shape or reshape the global economy. We're going to a new asset class, guys. And we overcome the pain and trauma to unite and seize the moment to secure a better future for all. It was the only thing to do. Let me read this last paragraph again. If you're still hanging on, you're a warrior. The COVID-19 pandemic took so much from us in lives lost, in livelihood shattered. What have I been saying? The working class are going to get crushed in the next 3 years. But it also presented us with an opportunity to reshape the global economy, and we overcame our pain and trauma to unite and seize the moment to secure a better future for all. It was the only thing to do. All right, so let's see what the Prince of Wales has to say.
We have an incredible opportunity to create entirely new sustainable industries, investing in nature as the true engine of our economy.
The current global crisis has disrupted every aspect of our lives, but it has also presented us with an extraordinary opportunity, a chance to reset and accelerate efforts to improve the state of our world.
Changing our current trajectory will require bold and imaginative action, together with determination and decisive leadership. In order to secure our future and to prosper, we need to evolve our economic model, putting people and planet at the heart of global value creation. If there is one critical lesson we have to learn from this crisis, we need to put nature at the heart of how we operate. We are on the verge of catalytic breakthroughs that will alter our view of what is possible and profitable within the framework of a sustainable future. We need nothing short of a paradigm shift, one that inspires action at revolutionary levels and pace. We simply cannot waste any more time. The only limit is our willingness to act. And the time to act is now.
All right, warriors. So understanding how the subconscious mind works. When you read something and you feel something, it's projecting energy into the future. Reset, reimagine, reinvest, great reset, over and over and over again. This is where we're heading, warriors. This is where we're heading. Since the 1600s, we have not had a new asset class. Our banking system runs on old archaic rails. The private sector is moving much faster than the government sector. They're going to use the private and public sector, or the private sector and public sector are going to come together to work as one union, to move money quicker and faster around the world. How is this going to be supply chained? By blockchain. Warriors, it's not just about getting into the digital age or digital currency or digital investments to make money. It's the future. You're not going to stop the freight train, warriors. That's what they're talking about, the biggest shift in generational wealth. And they package it up in these pandemics. Problem, reaction, solution. Let me say that one more time. There's a problem that's created. There's a reaction to that problem. You are the reaction. You're reacting to it right now. And then there's a solution. And guess what? Just like narcissists do, whoever has the solution is the hero. The question I have for you, warriors, as you look at this guy with a beanie on, with a cutoff shirt, what are you saying to yourself right now? It's time to open up your eyes and your mind and your awareness to the possibilities of you as a human being. We've gotten so far away from God's consciousness. We're stuck in the left hemisphere of the brain. Facts, figures, numbers. This is not conspiracy. This is happening. Look at your life. You went from a beeper to a cell phone to wearable technology. You question this stuff, but you talk to Alexis and you talk to Siri on a daily basis like it's nothing. You've already been in it. The Great Reset started a long time ago when the economy crashed. It started back in 2008. It started back in 1972 when they detached from the gold standard. We became a debt-based society when they started printing money like it was going out of style. And guess who benefits from this? Not you, warrior. Not you. So if you knew the game, you think you could be played? It's time to wake up, warriors. So if you want to join the Warrior Academy, click down below. You can join a group of warriors that are rising to provide freedom and protect our families. If you want to join our free global Facebook group, it's right down here, warriors. I'm going to keep bringing this information to you guys. It's because I love you. I love you very much. You know what we always say? Warriors, rise! If you made it this way, comment Warriors Rise. You're a true champion.